My gaming setup has been long overdue for a monitor upgrade, and today is the day. A few years ago, ROG sent me the limited edition ROG Strix XG279Q Gundam monitor, and to replace that, they have sent me this beauty, which is the ROG Swift OLED PG34WCDM monitor, and this is the ultra-wide of my dreams. I wanted to remove the two monitors that I had on my desk because they don't match. Alongside the Gundam screen, I had just a random monitor that was in a vertical position off to the left. And I started to grow to hate the setup. They were completely different monitors. I didn't like the setup, the positioning. I was just over it. So I actually decided I wanted to go with an ultra-wide monitor to solve that problem, and Asus came through with the goods, but they made it better with the OLED, so let's check it out. You may have heard of OLED screens, but what does that actually mean? OLED stands for Organic Light Emitting Diode, and with an OLED there's no backlight, as each pixel is individually lighting up and creating the image and color that you see. With a mini LED, for example, the backlights are lighting up an LCD on top to produce the image. OLED organically does both, and each pixel is emitting its own light, which creates the amazing colors and contrasts that you see. So this makes it the prime panel for taking in any kind of content. Not to mention, the ability to completely turn off gives you the truest blacks. So this is great for dark environments when watching movies or playing games. Throw in HDR10 and you have yourself the most amazing viewing experience. And that's what this monitor does, just on an ultra-wide scale. Now we aren't talking TVs here, we are talking about a gaming monitor. So other than an OLED panel and image quality, what does it actually offer for gamers? It's a 34-inch 3440 by 1440 ultra-wide QHD panel with a 240Hz refresh rate. So it's not hitting the 4K resolution, but it's close. The high refresh rate alongside the NVIDIA G-Sync, AMD FreeSync, and VESA Adaptive Sync compatibility means that no matter what game you throw at it, you should be getting extremely smooth frames and motion with tear-free visuals. Now I am aware that not every game supports an ultra-wide window, but for those games that do, sitting in front of this and diving into the world of whatever game you're playing really is an immersion that I've never felt before. Keeping it positioned in my direct line of sight with the sliding mounting system without having to turn my head from side to side like I was with two monitors is extremely helpful for me because I actually have a pretty bad neck injury that happened from a head injury over a year ago. So keeping my rotation and motion of my head minimal is ideal. The size for me is perfect. 34 inches is the biggest I would go. I wouldn't actually go any bigger because it would feel too big. I'll leave the dimensions on screen with and without the stand, but being centered in this just feels right. So this screen is the perfect all-rounder. On the one hand, it's amazing for gaming, and on the other hand, it's actually perfect for productivity. There's so much screen real estate and you can have multiple windows open, which is awesome. I hate having to flick back and forth between tabs, so I'm glad that I can space things out on this screen, which also makes it great for things like streaming or even video editing. But one thing I want to highlight is Smart KVM, because this just takes it to a whole new level. Did you see what I did there? I just dragged one file off my PC and dragged it over to my laptop. Two completely different computers. You have the ability to connect two computers to the one screen and drag and drop files from one to the other. Smart KVM allows you to plug in a keyboard and mouse and use that to operate two computers at the same time. I'm still trying to work out what my daily use case would be, but the fact it can even do this blew my mind. Want more jaw-dropping? Well, let's talk about the design. We all know ROG have some of the coolest gaming gear and peripherals out there. They look futuristic and they just take design to a whole new level. This monitor has an epic RGB panel on the back, so you know it's a gaming monitor. But one thing I've never really seen before is this. A built-in thread on top of the monitor mount. This allows you to mount a webcam, light, microphone, or whatever you may need above your monitor. This frees up so much desk space and helps give a cleaner looking setup, and I'm completely all for this being a thing in all monitors. Whether or not you're actually going to use it, that's a different question, but just having this built in as an option is really cool. You may not like the positioning or the angle that your devices sit on top of that mount, but just the fact it's there, this could help so many people. Just chiming in real quick to say that if you do want to mount your camera above your monitor, you have to buy a separate separate piece. Now, I don't believe Asus make these. I could be wrong, but you do need to buy a thread extension that will allow you to prop your camera up and angle it. I thought I was smart and bought these little double-ended thread thingies, but they obviously don't allow you to angle your camera, so it's kind of just sitting in the one position. It's too tall for me, and I can't lift my monitor up. Keep that in mind. But for the purpose of demonstrating that mounting your camera is doable and it is a very smart thing to be inbuilt, let's just use these anyway. And then throw in all the ports that you get in the back, including a 90-watt USB-C PD, so you can connect laptops, tablets, phones, you name it. This screen has it all, except for built-in speakers, which I would like to see. I know that's not important to everybody. Most people use headsets. I do have PC speakers set up, but it's nice to have it included, especially for the price. So it's been a few weeks of having this monitor, and here are my overall thoughts. It's perfection, and I don't often say that about things. Size is perfect for my desk, and it's freed up so much space. I can get the perfect height positioning that completely throws me into gameplay and just creates that feeling of being in the game. And that's because you can just see so much more of what you're playing. I absolutely love the design. I do wish though that it came in white, just like my other ROG monitor. But you can't have everything. It looks sleek and definitely gives that premium feeling. I love the design choices of ROG products, especially the RGB LEDs on the back of the monitor. But when you have it up against the wall, you don't see it, so it's kind of pointless. Colors just look incredible on this screen, and OLED in this studio is perfect because this room has no natural light. Every bit of lighting in here is fully controlled. If I want to turn off all the lights and just have the screen on, I can, and colors just pop in my face. It's so bright, it's so vibrant, and it just feels like one of the best gaming experiences I've ever had. I haven't had any screen tear or lag, which is great, and I expect there not to be with this screen. And that's even when playing on just standard automatic settings, not adjusting to high performance or anything like that. Things just look great and they play really well. I've been playing a lot of Pal World lately, so that just, it looks really good. I started the game on my gaming laptop and that had screen tear galore. But when playing on my PC with this screen, it was like the complete opposite. So really, really impressive that this is just running so well. And I know it's not the best game to use as an example, but again, I don't play any high action first person stuff anymore. I'm definitely more of the cozy gamer. And I can still appreciate smooth graphics when I'm gaming in these cozy games, or cozier games. The ability to change the game mode so the screen changes tone and brightness is really, really cool. And the screen real estate, when it comes to working, chef's kiss. It is amazing, especially for things like live streaming, video editing, no matter what it is. Being able to have multiple tabs open, just spaced out across the screen, to me is so handy. You guys know I yap on about productivity all the time, especially when it comes to mobile phones, but this just is like, this takes it to another level. As you can tell, I'm very excited about this screen. It just makes me happy. Now let's talk about the price. This definitely isn't for the average customer, as it is $2,299, and that's Australian dollars. Sure, that is a lot of money, especially in this economy. But when you look at this screen and what it offers, not only is it an OLED, but it gives you so many other features, it's worth the money. And OLED's not cheap, no matter if you're buying a gaming monitor or a TV. It's just an expensive technology. I personally will not go away from an OLED gaming monitor unless I'm specifically reviewing one for the channel, but this is just game changing, and I know this will be my everyday screen for this gaming setup. Remembering the amount of devices that you can connect to this, as well as it being just a multitasking hero station, every dollar spent on this to me is completely worth it. And sure, I was given this. I didn't pay for this, but if I was saving for a new monitor, which I actually was, this would be the goal to reach because it's got everything that I've wanted and everything I need. Thank you so much to Asus for sending over this monitor for the upgrade of the desk. I honestly look forward to coming in here more often and just experiencing this because it's an experience that I've just never had before, but now that I've got it, I want so much more of it. Once I get the updated information, I'll leave links in the description of where you can purchase this from because it hasn't quite launched in Australia yet. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe for some more tech videos from me. I am going back to my immersive space.